I'm Mike Reinhardt.
And I'm Andrea Reinhardt.
And we're trying to get off the grid. We were living in California, Pasadena, which is full of industrial building, full of concrete, full of cars, constant noise. And we were at the stage in our life where we were reassessing what we thought was the good life.
Yeah, I was in a doctoral program doing a PhD, and Mike was working at a communications company doing really well. And we both really could have moved ahead with pretty successful careers, I think, had we wanted to.
Yeah, but we ultimately decided that what was more meaningful for us in life was not career. It was treating a house less as a house and more as a home, where life happens, and every aspect possible of life happens, which is kind of the logic behind being off the grid. It's not a necessary military antipathy-based hate toward industry. It's simply a matter of simplifying and paring down life in a way that makes it each moment and each day more meaningful. I think that's kind of where we're at.
We discovered Simon Dale's Woodland Home, and I think that kind of was a catalyst for giving us a vision of a kind of a life that we didn't really think of or know that was possible. So we decided to build a cob house and move to Missouri. Mike is starting a nano brewery with a business partner out here, which is why we decided to move here. And that was in 2011, and then in 2012 we found the property that we bought and have been working on our cob house for almost 2 years. We're coming up to the house. Oh, it's very sunny.
Bright sunshine.
Ooh-wee.
We'll get past it in a second. It is. Messy as it is right now.
So what's cob? Cob is a traditional building style, and it's been used for thousands of years around the world. And in the United States, it's really been out of Oregon that cob has seen a revival. So we kind of followed the Oregon cob method. And basically we take clay from our subsoil, which we use when we dug the trench around our house, and you mix it with sand, which we have some over there at the end of the driveway. And then you mix it with straw as well, and you make cobs and push this material together essentially, and then you get a house eventually. And it's a monolithic structure, everything's tied together. It's kind of like brick, except you don't kiln it, which means it's also kind of like adobe, but it's not baked. And you get a good solid wall made out of clay, straw, and sand, and a little bit of water.
Cob, as Andrea was describing, is composed of several aspects she's described already. One thing she didn't really mention was that cob there's some insulation factor in it, but it's a great thermal mass, so heat exchange through the walls, basically to the tune of 1 inch an hour goes through the walls. So by the time you have warm air that's come through, it's radiated through the wall, it's cooled down, you have your night air that's cooled, it comes back through. So it's a very nice temperature in here, even compared to outside right now. Aside from that, we've designed for a passive solar reception in here by facing the windows southward, and so the sunlight will radiate into here and hit actually our earth mass floor. As far as cooling in the summer goes, you may see this little thing here, this little square, rectangle, if you want to be technical. And a lot of people say, oh, that's the mailbox, huh? No, it's not. It's actually, we're going to be running a fan, a 12-volt fan based on running solar energy. And we've buried some PVC under the frost line. The concept being that the ambient air is going to go down through the PVC pulled under the frost line, and it's basically heat exchange that's occurring. And that, as it travels 200 feet, the air that is maybe 90 degrees, 100 degrees, whatever in the summer, will actually hit here and probably be 56, 57, 58 degrees. That's the concept that we're working with. So yeah, it's really, I guess it's geothermal in a way. But that's one of the, I think, the more unique aspects of the house, that we have a really good situation when it comes to how temperature is controlled within here, simply because the material cob is very conducive to keeping stable temperatures and stable humidity as well.
So a big part of us being off the grid that is really important to us is being able to provide our own food. And so this is the future site of our garden, and we really want to do permaculture and learn a lot more about that. So we've started putting down some straw. As part of our garden, one of the reasons we chose a metal roof is because we want to do rain catchment and have that be part of living off the grid. So we're going to put in a gutter system and rain barrels and be able to divert the water for our garden.
This is also the future site right here of a greenhouse. So that'll all be part of the front of the house. We'll have a greenhouse too for growing, and that'll be how we use our wastewater or gray water.
So you saw the gas gauge, a full tank, but it does take petroleum to get out to our property, especially since we're staying here. That's probably about a 20-minute drive or so. So one of the features that we're really interested in utilizing is based on an article we saw in Mother Earth News, and that article was about converting your vehicle to a wood burning vehicle. The process is basically the same as making charcoal. So the process of gasification, the vapors that come off of that wood actually power your vehicle. And since we have 33 acres of woods, we thought, as a wider part of our forest management, that we would utilize our woods for creating a self-sustaining and economic and also ecologically friendly feature, which is to say, well, we'll be burning wood in here and replanting our trees, making sure that our carbon footprint is minimized by good forest management.
I'll probably...
Is this still recording, Nathan?
I hope so.
I'm going home.